All right, Shalom, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. All right, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to those who elect. Yeah, basically, was just reviewing, some of the basics, which is like, in terms of this fight that we're going through, which is the flesh, the spirit and the flesh, and how they're constantly warring against each other. Because we know ultimately, like the scriptures say, how this is a spiritual battle. And the number one battle that we're always fighting is between our spirit and our flesh, because our spirit would want you to do something, would want you to, do something spiritual, something to stay locked in, or, just a wiser choice. And then your flesh is the one that's constantly, successful. That's the word, to sin. And your flesh is the one that gets tempted and that's constantly trying to make you go off. So, it's always good to constantly, go over scriptures that have to do with that fight, and that's what I was just reading about right here, because ultimately Yahweh Shai was the one who, he conquered the flesh because he was tempted as well, but he conquered the flesh and he's our number one example. That's why Yahweh Shai is so important, because he's our number one example in everything we do and how we should be. And he's the number one example of someone who, was in the same flesh that we're in, but didn't sin. So I'm just going to get a few scriptures on that, and Lord's willing, this is edifying. All right, so Matthew 26, and I'm gonna start at Matthew 26. Now this is when he knew that he was about to, get put up on the cross. So it says 38. It says, "Then saith he unto them, My soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto my death. Tarry ye here and watch with me." So like I'm gonna start up a verse. It says, "And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Now the two sons, give me one moment, because I think one is John, but let me just clarify. It says, a fisherman of Galilee, the father of the apostle James the Great and John. All right, yeah. So it said the father of the apostle James the Great and John. So this was talking about Peter, James, and John. It says, verse 38, "And then saith he unto them, My soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto my death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. And he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt." And that cup was, everything that he knew that he was about to go through, which being put on the cross and all that. And it says, and he cometh, and that, and that's, he was at a point in the flesh where, a breaking point, so to say, because his flesh, he was just very stressed, knowing what he was about to have to go through, so hey, that's how you know that he was fighting the same battle that we're fighting, which is the stress, anxiety, these different feelings he felt too, but he still, like I said, not as I will, but as thou wilt. So he still had the Lord's will as his number one priority, and that's a good example of, whenever you might be going through, although it may be stressful, you may get a lot of anxiety, temptations all about in this wicked ass kingdom, ultimately we're always supposed to focus on the Lord's will, which is, our duty is to believe on Yahweh Shai and push this word, out on the highways and to stay locked in, on prophecy. So I'm going to keep reading. It says, verse 40, "And he cometh unto the disciples and findeth them sleep, and saith unto Peter, what, could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So Yahweh Shai, normally, and that's, I wasn't planning on reading a few verses above, but, that made it make more sense, why he said that. Because Yahweh Shai, like I said, Yahweh Shai is that perfect example of, he knew how weak, this flesh is. And he knew the battle, that we're all going to be going through. That's why I said, watch and pray that you enter not into temptation, because there's temptation all about, especially in this society that's the most wicked kingdom that's ever been on the planet. They're constantly throwing in things that, mess with our hormones and the food that we eat and these different chemicals. I'm getting YouTube ads full of blisters, every second. It's like they're not hiding it no more. So the temptation is all around us, temptation and different things that affect our mindset, and who we are. So that's why we always got to, like I said, we always got to be watching and praying, because when we're watching and praying, and understanding and looking into prophecy, those different things are going to keep us locked in the spirit. Those things are always going to reassure us of the times that we're living in, which is all hell about to break loose right around the corner. All right, so it says, the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So the spirit is willing, but this flesh is the weakness, So the more we can tap into the spirit, the better of a chance we have, of surviving, man, of enduring all this tribulation that's about to come. It says, let me see. That was pretty much it for the point right there. All right, that was pretty much it for the point. Yahweh Shai, he was at a it was a very stressful point, that he was at. And that's also why Yahweh Shai, you look at pictures of him, because the description of him in Revelation is with, red eyes. A part of that is because of the stress, and the anxiety and all the different temptations that this flesh goes through, man. So that's why Yahweh Shai is so important, because he's that ultimate example, and he went through what we went through, or rather we're going through what he was going through. All right, as a body. That's why it says in Hebrews 4 and 14, seeing then that we have a great high priest that is passed into the heavens, Yahweh Shai, the Son of the Most High, let us hold fast our profession. All right, so he's that high priest. It says, for we have not an high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, you see, but was in all points tempted like as we are, yet without sin. So Yahweh Shai, he went through everything that we're going through. All these different emotions, that you go through, and these the temptations from Satan. He was tempted himself, by Satan, and Satan, called him up and showed him all the different vision of how it would be, if he was ruling and different things, set him up on that high mountain. So Yahweh Shai is going through everything that we're going through. Like I said, he was touched. It says, it said, for which we have a high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, meaning he went through it. He went through these different infirmities, but in all points tempted like as we are, yet without sin. And why is that? Is because he was fully locked into the spirit. Like we going back to Matthew 24, he basically said, let not your will, let not my will, but your will be done. So he was tapped into the spirit, man. And he didn't let the flesh, win him over, man. Just like the scriptures say, when Yahweh Shai said, even if you look at a woman basically and think lustfully, that's you committed adultery. He would, you can just already know that he was tempted in different, scenarios as well, whether it be women or whatever it have been. He was tempted as well, but he still didn't sin. So that's why Yahweh Shai, he's the ultimate example, man, of how to be, to fully conduct yourself with the fruits of the spirit. Now, I'm gonna go to get another verse real quick. I'm gonna get this. That's what I wanted in the first place. 1 Corinthians 10:13. There have no temptation taken you, but such as is not common to man. And Yahushua is that ultimate example of temptation common to man. All right, he's the greatest man to walk the earth, and he was tempted. So it says, but the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. So no temptation that you're going through is not beatable. Everything is winnable, is beatable. We have a chance. It just comes down into our belief. How much you pray and you stay locked in. But every temptation that we're going through in this flesh, whatever battle you may be going through, is winnable. It's a strong fight, but we have all the keys to win it. We're greater than it. And the Lord, definitely believes in us, and we got all the tools. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta continue to stay locked into this word, and focus on Yahushua, especially in these satanic, demonic ass times that we're living in. We are the ones that we ultimately gotta be that example, for our whole nation. I just had a few precepts, from online. All right, I guess I'll end it here. James 4:7, it says, submit yourselves therefore to the Most High, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. All right, draw nigh to the Most High, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. So like I said, resist the devil, and we do that by drawing nigh to the Lord, meaning, read, pray, and then that's how he's going to draw nigh to us, meaning, his presence, the spirit, his spirit, is going to be on us, man. And that's how we're able to continuously resist these temptations, these different demons, man. It's a constant battle, the flesh and the spirit, but, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has given us all the tools, all right, to win this, so we just got to stay locked in on our side. So I just wanted to go into that a little bit. Lord's willing, it was edifying. All right, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.